A scrapbook is a wonderful way to collect memories. We paste in photos, tickets, and letters so we can remember important stories. Today, we are opening a very special scrapbook, and its pages are entirely dedicated to uncovering why Arkansas is known as the natural state. If you look at a map of the United States, Arkansas sits right in the south-central area. It has neighbors on all sides, states like Missouri, Texas, and Oklahoma, and its entire eastern border is formed by the rushing waters of the mighty Mississippi River. The nickname, the natural state, highlights a specific truth. The land itself, the water, the soil, and the forests, shapes the everyday lives, the jobs, and the history of the people who call it home. Long before anyone drew borders on a map, indigenous peoples lived on this land. For thousands of years, native nations like the Quapaw and Osage farmed and built communities here. Native peoples still live in Arkansas today, maintaining deep ties to their historical homeland. Eventually, European explorers traveled down the rivers and arrived in the area. They built new settlements and trading posts along the water, like Arkansas Post, where they traded goods with the native communities. In 1803, the United States claimed the land in a massive agreement called the Louisiana Purchase. More settlers moved in to build farms and roads, and in 1836, Arkansas officially became the 25th state. When you put these experiences together, the native homelands, early European explorers, and the African Americans who shaped the culture, you get a complex history. It is a story built layer upon layer, much like the pages of a scrapbook. This animated diagram shows how Arkansas is split into two very different types of land. You can draw an invisible line right through the middle, dividing the state into a mountainous northwest and a flat southeast. In the northwest section, the Ozark and Ouachita Mountains rise high above the ground. These rocky hills carve winding rivers, trap underground hot springs, and create deep caves hidden under the forest floor. But if you travel to the southeast, the mountains disappear completely. This region is called the Delta. Here, the land is flat, and water from the Mississippi River spreads out to help farmers grow huge fields of crops. Arkansas air is warm and heavy with moisture. This warm, wet air is the perfect fuel for fast-moving spring thunderstorms rolling across this landscape. This variety in the land means families across the state have different daily routines. A child living high up in the Ozark forests experiences different outdoor activities and weather hazards than a child growing up near the flat, open farm fields of the Delta. This photograph shows Little Rock Central High School. In 1957, this building became a major landmark in the fight for civil rights. For a long time, laws wrongly kept black and white students separated, and this school was at the center of the push to finally bring students together in the same classrooms. Look closely at these faces. These are the Little Rock Nine. They were teenagers who bravely walked past angry crowds to integrate the high school. Their courage helped change the rules for education across the entire country. Modern Arkansas is built on these kinds of stories. Today, people celebrate their heritage through the rhythmic sounds of Delta blues music and the flavors of Southern food traditions passed down through families. When we combine the music of the Delta with the bravery shown at Central High, we see a state defined by its strength. These stories of courage and creativity are what give the people of Arkansas their shared identity. This photograph shows the Arkansas State Capitol building. It sits right in Little Rock, the largest city in the state, where citizens and elected officials meet to pass laws and make decisions about schools and roads. This building is in a city called Hot Springs. Long ago, architects built beautiful bathhouses just like this one, directly over natural pools of steaming thermal water bubbling up from the earth. This photograph shows a massive, bright green farm field. Arkansas is one of the top producers of rice in the entire United States, growing enough grain in the Delta region to help feed millions of people. The state's connection to nature is written right into its official symbols. The state bird is the mockingbird, its flower is the apple blossom, and its beverage is milk, all chosen to honor the farms and forests. Arkansas's modern economy and logistics networks rely heavily on these natural resources. Whether it is a truck moving goods or a giant business office, much of the state's growth starts with what comes directly from the ground. We know the ground in Arkansas is great for growing crops, but it hides a few other surprises. There is a specific state park where the soil sits over an ancient volcanic crater. This photograph shows Crater of Diamonds State Park. It looks like a simple dirt field, but anyone who visits is allowed to take a shovel, dig in the earth, and hunt for real, glittering diamonds. And if you find one, you get to keep it. Whether a farmer is harvesting 1,000,000 pounds of rice, or a lucky child is pulling a precious gem out of the mud, the ground in Arkansas is packed with valuable surprises. Now it's time to bring a little bit of Arkansas into your own home. You can start by asking an adult to help you bake a pan of sweet cornbread, a delicious Southern recipe that connects right to the state's farming history. Next time you take a walk outside, look for a pine cone. Because the pine is the official state tree of Arkansas, you can use a pine cone, a little glue, and some colored paper to build your very own nature craft. Finally, stand up and get ready to move. Arkansas has an intense college sports culture around a team called the Razorbacks. Follow along with the character on screen and run in place as fast as you can to do the Razorback run. Whether you are tasting its food, crafting with its pine cones, or running along its mountain trails, Arkansas is a state meant to be experienced actively.